Sometimes your life has to fall apart before it can truly begin again. There comes a point when everything you thought you were building suddenly collapses. Your plans, your purpose, your confidence. You look around and nothing feels familiar anymore. The routines that once gave you direction now feel empty. The people you leaned on drift away, and you start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, this is how it ends. Not with a disaster, but with quiet exhaustion. I thought I was doing everything right, I whispered once. So why does it all feel so wrong? But that's the thing about rock bottom. It doesn't destroy you. It strips away everything that was never real. It's not punishment. It's an invitation to rebuild, not from pride or fear, but from truth. You can't fix what you refuse to feel. For the longest time, I tried to hide from my pain, covering it with distractions, fake smiles, and the illusion of strength. But emotions don't vanish just because you ignore them. They wait, they echo, and the longer you silence them, the louder they return. One day, I stopped running. I let it hurt. I let myself cry. And in that messy, vulnerable silence, I realized this was healing. Maybe the reason I'm stuck, I thought, is because I keep pretending I'm okay. Real strength isn't in suppressing emotions. It's in allowing them to move through you without shame. The moment I stopped performing happiness and started honoring my truth, I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Peace. Perfection is just procrastination dressed as discipline. For years I waited for the right time, the perfect version of me that never came. I thought I needed to feel ready before I could start, but life doesn't wait for readiness. It rewards movement. I learned to value progress over perfection, to show up even when it wasn't pretty, even when I was uncertain. It doesn't have to be perfect, I told myself. It just has to begin. And with every small step, the fear got quieter. I realized that growth isn't about grand achievements. It's about the quiet decision to keep going, even when nobody's watching. The moment I embraced imperfection, I started moving forward for real. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. I used to think kindness meant always saying yes to every request, every demand, every person who needed me. But that's not kindness. That's self-abandonment disguised as generosity. The truth is, peace requires boundaries. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about being intentional with where your energy flows. I thought being kind meant being available, I once said. But I learned that saying no is an act of self-respect. The more I protected my peace, the clearer my world became. Peace isn't a luxury. It's a decision renewed daily. And once you make it, the noise fades, leaving room for something softer. Your own voice. You don't need motivation. You need meaning. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like weather. But meaning roots you. It gives you a reason to show up, even on days you'd rather disappear. Discipline isn't punishment. It's love in motion. The daily choice to care for yourself, even when it's hard. I used to think self-discipline was about control, but now I see it as devotion. Maybe showing up for myself, I said one morning, is how I start to heal. And I did. Small rituals. Waking early, journaling, exercising, slowly stitched me back together. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency in the name of self-worth. You don't need to know exactly where you're going. You just need to move. Life rarely gives you clarity before action. Clarity is earned through motion. I used to freeze in fear of the unknown, waiting for certainty before taking the next step. But one day I realized, the fog doesn't lift until you walk through it. Maybe the path only appears when you start walking, I thought. And it did. The moment I surrendered control, I found peace. The unknown stopped feeling like a threat and started feeling like a teacher. You can't plan every chapter, but you can choose courage in this one. The person you were waiting for was always you. For years, I searched for answers in people, success, and validation, thinking someone or something would save me from myself. But the truth was quieter. I had everything I needed all along. I just needed to remember. I stopped chasing happiness, I whispered one evening, and started living with meaning. Change isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to forget. And when you finally become the person you needed when you were hurting, you don't just heal yourself. You light the way for others. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's still searching, someone who's ready to stop pretending and start becoming. Because maybe, just maybe, the rules that change your life aren't written in books. They're written in the moments you decide to try again.